Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of Blue Book MKE, and I have another lesson for you that's going to simplify how you can make some changes to be able to go for your goals, to be able to increase revenue for your business, or to be able to make changes in your personal life. This is very simple, and I think that it'll help you because there's so much stuff that people try to coach people on that make it so complicated, and they don't even get started because they see that it's just too much to do. So what I did is I just drew out on the board, and this is like a process that I go through. And as I go through this process even more, I start to find that there's something called resistance. And this is more resistance. I always knew that there's resistance with things that I try to accomplish in my life, and my wife makes me aware of that, and I try to do my best. For both of us, what we try to do is we try to understand that resistance so we could try to move forward, because the resistance is not what you might think it is. So let's look at it right here. This is you. You see yourself. You want to be over here. This is where you're at right now. To get to over here, though, there's gonna be some goals, some ideas about what you want for yourself. How do you see your life? These are like your ideas. These are coming to your mind, and you're starting to dream, and it's like, I see myself over there. Maybe you start a business. Maybe you're trying to get in better shape. Whatever that is, it does not matter what it is. What matters is that you need to understand that resistance and why that resistance comes about, so you can be more aware of it. Resistance is going to always be there, but if you're aware of why the resistance is there, it'll help you be able to push through. So this is you here. This is the you see yourself as the new you. This is your imagination. You're imagining yourself achieving a goal, and you have your ideas either in your mind or on paper, and you're trying to get over here, and then you find yourself 2-3 weeks later, or a month later, or a year later, and you really didn't move forward at all. So let me explain what happens and why this happens to us, and why if you become aware of it, you will not fall into this unless you just quit and give up on yourself. So you need to understand that everything that you put here. So let's just imagine that you are trying to grow your business. Your business is at a certain level, and you're trying to grow it, or you're trying to get your business off the ground. You're trying to be able to make some changes in your life. So you write down your goals, and you put what you want to happen, or you might have it in your mind, whatever way that is. Something that you need to be aware of is that all of that information that you put here does not currently exist right here. So if you could just imagine this and follow me on this, everything that you put here, you have not become yet. So whenever you think about this, you are thinking about this from something from outside of you. So if you say, okay, I want to make, over here, this goal is to make $10,000 extra, or $10,000 a month. And if you're only making over here $3,000 a month, what is the first things that starts to come to your mind when you're not a person who makes $10,000 a month, but you're making $3,000 a month? First thing that comes to your mind is, how am I going to get to $10,000 a month? And this is where the resistance starts. This is exactly where the resistance starts. So pay close attention to me. So you're trying to get to this $10,000 a month. You've never been to the $10,000 a month level. You're at $3,000. You're very comfortable. You know what it takes to be at $3,000 a month. You don't know what it takes to be at $10,000 a month. You have all of these ideas that you think will get you to $10,000 a month. But as you start, this is where the resistance starts. As you start to do the things that you thought, some of them may be true, some of them may be false. A lot of them are going to be based on your thinking process of a $3,000 a month person. So anything that you do right here to try to get to the $10,000 a month, you're going to have resistance start to creep in. The harder it is to make that change, the higher your level of resistance will start to show. So let me give you an example. If I would, let's just say that I'm your coach. Like you came to me and you said, Steve, I'm tired of living on $3,000 a month. I want to start making $10,000 a month. Coach me on how to do it. And I say, well, let's first evaluate where you're at right now. And the reason why I say that is because I want to see exactly where your mindset is with earning $3,000 a month. Because from what I know as a person who started less than this per month and a person who has made 10 times more than this in 1 month, I know that I was not the same person that I became to be that person over here. And so I want to see where your mindset is. And the reason why I ask those questions is because I want to see where your level of resistance is going to be. Because some people have a resistance where they're risk takers. They'll take risk. Like you'll see someone, like this might be a poor example, but like a gambler. They're at the craps table or they're at the blackjack table and they will risk it. They're of the mindset of taking that instant risk, but they may not even be of the mindset of being able to take a business risk because it might take a lot more of their brain power to be able to do that. Because if you're just laying out a bet, that's not too much. You're going to either win or lose right there on the spot. But when you're trying to get to somewhere where it's going to be a consistent income, you're building something, there's going to be a whole bunch of resistance that is going to come up. And so you got to know from your goals on what you want to do and how you believe you're going to be able to get there, so you can understand where your resistance level is. So if I was coaching you, I would ask those questions, and I'm asking those questions to see where your thinking process is, because there is one thing that amazes me that I hear this all the time from business owners. I hear this all the time. And even before the internet came about, I used to hear this. And there was an old saying that when a business that lived on word of mouth, the last thing that they did, these were businesses that just never advertised. Like people would come to them, they would be like, I don't advertise, I just have word of mouth. And what would happen is that business, the last thing that they would do, which would be the first time that they ever did it, was that they would advertise that they're going out of business. And so one of the things that I hear from a lot of business owners is they will get their business top notch, as perfect as they can get it. And then they refuse, they have this inner resistance to consistently market their business. And the reason why they had a consistent resistance to market their business is because they don't truly know how to market their business. So if you don't know something, and that goes back to this list here of the things that you believe that you have to do to get to here. Every one of you that are watching this video would say that you have to do marketing. You would say, I have to do marketing and advertising. I believe that every one of you would say that. But I also believe that a higher level, maybe even upwards of 90% of you that are watching this video would not put the marketing dollars or the advertising dollars into your business to be able to get to a level of $10,000. So you would have resistance. So if you were, let's just say for the example, like the gambler, if you could put the money on the table right now and get the money right back, you would put as much into marketing and advertising as possible. But because you don't get that return instantly, it's not like you're walking up to a fast food window and you don't get that return instantly. The first thing that you do is you start to let that level of resistance come out, and then you start to creep back over to this old you. It takes you away from here. Now, you need to understand, and this is the huge lesson in this, is that understand that this is resistance and that you are going to be a different person here. That means that you can't live your life from this existence right here, the $3,000 person. You have to actually start to practice to be this individual. And one of the things that I did to get over my hump of spending more money on advertising is that I would ask myself questions like this. Okay, Steve, if you want to make $10,000 a month, or if you want to make another $10,000 a month, or you want to make $50,000 a month, and you know that you need more customers to be able to make $50,000 a month. So this is like simple math. You cannot make extra money without having more customers. So you're going to need more. I'll write it out like this here. Let's write it out like this. So if we just made an equation and we said, I want to get to $10,000 a month. This is you want to get $10,000 a month. You have a business. You're making $3,000 a month. Who do you sell to? Do you sell to machines or do you sell to people? So how are you going to get more people to see what you have to offer, to sell? So you have to advertise to get more people to see what you have to offer, to see your offers. So this is the math. Advertising equals more people to see your offers. If you have more people to see your offers, that will equal more sales. So do you understand that? So if you live from here, so if this is you right here, and you know that your resistance to get to $10,000, you got your list of what your resistance is, but mostly, I'm just telling you from experience, most people resistance is spending money to get customers, which is the fastest route to be able to get to $10,000 is to spend more money to have people see your offers to be able to make more sales. Like, is there any other way to do that? If someone knows an easier way to do that, I want you to put it in the comments here, because you know something that I totally don't know, because I've never sold anything to a robot. I've never sold anything to an animal. I've only sold things to people. And the way that people found out about my product, services, my companies was by advertising to them. We see it all over the place. So you might be saying, okay, well, Steve, okay, I hear you. So now this is another part of the resistance. And this gets back to what I said earlier, is that the main resistance that people have is that they don't know how to advertise. Like if it was a bottom line, what is Steve, tell me the bottom line. What is the bottom line resistance that you see? And if you're sitting here in front of me in my conference room right here, or at my office, and we're like having this deep conversation to help you with your business, I would say, you have a problem investing in your business by advertising. And then most people will come back, well, I've tried advertising, I've tried this, I do word of mouth. I went to all of these, like I had a client that went to all of these real estate agents, and he was hoping the real estate agents would send him customers. I was like, that's logical. Your thinking is logical, but I could tell you from experience it doesn't work that way. But I can also tell you that when you're hoping that someone else who's in another business will refer you customers, not to say that they won't refer you any, but if you're trying to make your business survive on that, you're putting your business in someone else's hands. But when you learn how to advertise, your business is in your hands. So to get rid of the resistance, how do we get rid of the resistance? The easiest path to get rid of the resistance is to learn exactly what it takes to learn how to advertise. So the old you is consciously aware of what needs to be done. And the old you knows that you do not know how to do this. You need to be consciously aware that you don't know what you're doing. You don't even know what you don't know. That's even the crazy thing. Like, there were some things with advertising that I didn't even know. I was like, I didn't even know I didn't know. Like, you got to advertise. You got to make good ads. But what about the things that you don't even know? Like, think about that. Like, there's some things about advertising that you don't even know. Like, you think that I got to spend money. I got to get more people to see my offers. I got to get more people so I can make more sales. You probably heard that before. You're consciously maybe aware of it, or you've heard it before. You saw other people do it. But what about the stuff that you're not consciously aware of, that you don't even know how to do, that you didn't even know what it even existed for advertising? When I learned that with my advertising and marketing for my business, it helped take my companies to another level. But I am a realist on this, is that some people are not of the mindset of getting to that level, because it would take, you would have to kind of say you didn't know nothing before. And that's hard for any of us to say, because one thing that we will do is that we will do everything to remain consistent with what we know. We will hold on to that, even if it is wrong, even if it doesn't work for us. We see that every day with people who go to school and they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and they only are able to make $50,000, $60,000 a year. They're struggling. So that means that there's actually information that people don't even know exists that is holding them back from being able to grow in their business. And so you need to get with someone that's going to help you with that. So this is the old you. You want to get to 10,000. Let's review it. You want to get to 10,000. You know that you have resistance. Your resistance is understanding that you have to advertise to get to that $10,000 a month. So your resistance level, your old you is like, don't spend that money. Let's try all of these other ways to do it. When you know that the quickest way to get to that will be there, but you don't know how to do it. That is your resistance. It's like, I know what I know, and what I don't know, I don't know. And what I don't even know about, I don't even know about. You don't even get to that point in your thinking. So you just lean back onto what you already know. But if you understand that what you already know keeps you limited at $3,000, how are you going to get over here to $10,000? How will you make that leap to get over to $10,000? There was a report that I saw the other day, and it said that the average income of workers in the United States was, I believe it was $50,000 to $60,000. I don't know, you can look that up, but it was extremely low. It was extremely low. My wife and I were looking at our taxes last night. We're getting ready to get the check ready for the IRS for the taxes. And the tax check last year was over $50,000. So for what most people earn in a year, we paid that in taxes. And this year, from where we were looking at it, it's even a lot more, like a lot more. So what you need to do This is serious. This is serious because a lot of people are struggling. A lot of businesses are struggling. If your business is viable, because there's some things that also we need to be aware of, is that some businesses will just not exist in the future. Certain businesses will not exist in the future. I actually own a business that I know for sure will not exist the same way that it exists right now, and I'm in the transformation of that business. And I'm relearning and changing the platform for that business. And it's taking work. It's taking a lot of work. But I understand and I know that I cannot have that resistance, because no matter what I try to do, things are not going to change on the outside for that particular business. So if you have a viable business, a business that people want to do business with, in its current form, then you need to learn how to market that business the proper way, and you need to be committed to doing it consistently, and you need to be consistent. You need to be committed to understanding that this is where you're at now, and for you to get over here to this side, that you're going to have to learn a lot of new things. You have to get rid of that existence. So if you have any questions, I want to hear your comments below the video. And there's links above or below this video that you can go to for either consultations, or you can look at some of the programs and courses that I offer. This is Stephen A. Williams, President and Founder of Blue Book MKE. Thank you.